It's Thursday night football between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. We break down the game, give you our best bet, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from GrandstandBettors.com, and Week 16 of the NFL season is going to start with some Monday Night Football between the Jags and the Jets. We're going to get into that best bet in just a moment, but first, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our free picks, predictions, and contests throughout the entire year. And while you're at it, smash that like button. If you are ready for some Thursday Night Football before this holiday weekend, I know I am. So, without further ado, let's dive in to the matchup between the Jags and the Jets. And the Jags are 1.5 point underdogs coming into this one. Over-under is very low. It's set at 36 at the moment. Jacksonville Jaguars all of a sudden have a possible mathematical chance of getting into the AFC playoffs after beating the Cowboys 40-34 last week in overtime. Lawrence has looked like the future of this franchise the last 2 weeks, combining for over 700 yards passing and 7 touchdowns in back-to-back wins. On the season, he's thrown for 3,500 yards and 24 touchdowns. He's done a great job at going through his progressions here in his second year and finding the open receiver. 3 different receivers have over 60 catches on the season, and Zay Jones and Christian Kirk are proving to be great offseason pickups. Now, just last week, those two combined for over 200 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, all by Jones. But as high-flying and good as their passing offense has been, in fact, top 10 good in the league, they have a great rushing defense, again, top 10 in the NFL. It is Travis Etienne's team with James Robinson gone, and he's coming off a 100-yard rushing performance last week and averages 5 yards per carry on the season. But as great as this team has looked in recent weeks, they are going to be going up against a top 5 defense in the NFL here on Thursday. The Jets, they only give up 305 total yards per game and under 200 passing per game and only 18 points per game. Now, it might be good this week for Travis Etienne in this rushing attack to get involved early and often, as that is the weakest link in the defensive chain for the Jets. This might open up some play action later in the game, but really don't expect too much out of Travis Etienne. The Jets have not allowed a 100-yard rusher since week number 4. Speaking of the Jets, they who just a few weeks ago looked like a shoo-in for the playoffs have now lost 3 in a row and are on the outside looking in the AFC playoff picture. They just lost to the Lions last week in a game they should have won, but gave up a late touchdown in that one, and now they put themselves in a win or go home situation. Zach Wilson is going to start again here on Thursday night, as Mike White has yet to be cleared by the medical staff. Wilson, who has been the QB for the majority of the season, has struggled to protect the ball. Even last week, despite throwing for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, he still had 1 interception, and essentially, you could argue that was the difference in the game as the Lions converted that into a field goal. Now, offensively, the Jets are not horrible, and that's thanks to Garrett Wilson, who is having a great rookie season with 67 receptions and nearly 1,000 yards receiving. The weakest spot of their offense, though, has been their rushing attack, even after the aforementioned James Robinson they got from the Jags. They're only averaging 107 yards rushing as a team. It's bad. Obviously, the loss of Breece Hall was a big loss for this team. Michael Carter's not doing what he should, and when Robinson does get carries for him, he's only putting up 2.9 yards per carry. But Jets fans, you should rejoice because they get this week to play against the 6th worst defense in the NFL, and they're going up against the 4th worst secondary. So, what is our best bet in this essential elimination game of the AFC playoff picture? Well, as we predicted, Zach Wilson had a vendetta with getting benched, and he came out on Sunday against the Lions with a splash, with the exception of that 1 interception. The game didn't finish well on Sunday for the Jets, but the defense continues to be the anchor of this squad, as they have only given up more than 22 points 3 times this season. The Jags, on the other hand, they've given up 40 points in 2 of the last 3 weeks. We still have a little PTS from the Jets' loss on Sunday as we did take them over the Lions, but Zach Wilson and this team just match up much better against the Jags defense than the Jags offense does against the Jets defense. So with our Thursday night football best bet for week 16 in the NFL, we're going to take the New York Jets -1.5 over the Jags. Now, just a reminder, if you're looking for all of our upcoming NFL Week 16 plays, head on over to grandstandbettors.com or check out our Patreon for less than a quarter a day. That's all it is to help support us and get plays each and every day throughout the month. Now, usually we do live stream the Thursday night football matchups, but this week we are going to be at a hockey game. So, in the meantime, sit back, relax. We'll see you Saturday live right here on YouTube for Browns vs. Saints.